Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Coastal Bros. I'm gonna bring in my whole co-host, Joey Two Wallets, real fast. El Mascara, Joey Two Wallets. What's
Had to
going
bring it
on?
on.
What's going on, man? How we doing?
I'm doing real good right now. I'm feeling very electric about our episode tonight.
There it is. Yeah. We're gonna do a WrestleMania 38 preview. And first off, if you guys are wondering why is he holding his mic that way, because during this show pregame, this arm here, right here, this arm here, the mic kept dropping. And I was like, this is gonna happen in the show. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna hold the mic for 30 minutes to an hour. Da-da-dun. There's Two Wallets in his sound effects store again. Yep.
You know what, man? You just gonna have to hold it like The Rock, man.
Yeah, smell with the big
What The
cheapest,
Rock
with the big cheapest cooking.
cooking.
What I'm cooking is WrestleMania 38 preview show. So it's here. WrestleMania 38 is this weekend. First off, how you feel about WrestleMania having 2 days? They started it. I wanted to say it was last year, or no, 2020. They did 2020. They did but that's because of the pandemic. They stretched it out to 2 days, right? There was rumors that they wanted to do 2 days a while back, and because I remember that I think it was in 2019 they were in New York, and that show was like 5 hours long, or 5 to 5. Put this,
I just got through it. MetLife Stadium. I literally just finished watching it, and because I wanted to catch up on just where WrestleMania is at as a feel. You know what I'm saying? Because I've been out of wrestling for a while. So as I'm watching it, I'm catching up. First of all, I believe we had talked about years ago, not recorded, that the women's match didn't really hold up as a main event. After sitting I had to do 2 sits. I watched 4 hours and then I watched the last 2.5. So seeing Ronda be Ronda, and you already know how much I love Charlotte Flair, so we don't even need to go there. And then watching the man take it in the end, that match actually was more entertaining than I think it was at the time.
Yeah. Probably if you go look back at it, it's like, okay. But because I think the crowd was just tired. The crowd was sitting there for the last. Okay, look, this thing started at 7:00 my time, 4:00 you got California time, right? Somewhere on there. So you're looking at 6 to 7 hours of wrestling in one day.
That's a lot.
That's a lot. I mean, what we say back in the, I think it was behind the scenes. We said you average 12 hours of wrestling if you talk to all companies. That's Raw, NXT, AEW Dynamite, Impact, and Smackdown.
And NXT.
Yeah, so 5 shows. And that's not even including if you really want to go diehard, you go to the little main event stuff that they got, or the NXT UK.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I know we start going that way. Yeah.
But that's a lot of wrestling to watch. So to watch that in 7 hours, I'm glad. So then they had the pandemic hit, so they stretched it to 2 days in the empty performance center, which was fine. And then they said, all right, let's go to 2 days. So they did 2 days last year, and they're gonna do 2 days this year. So I like it because there's more wrestling for me. I'm not gonna get tired. So it's probably like 6 hours of wrestling, but in 2 days, I can do that.
Yeah, and it's funny because I was going to tell you we actually didn't get a chance to talk about it, but actually sitting down and watching that WrestleMania at MetLife for the whole 6 hours, the only thing that pissed me off really was Brock came in and within 5 minutes he lost his title. I'm like, that is such the Brock way to lose that title. What did he hold on to for like 2 years?
Yeah, I love that when that that match off the bat, bam, off the
Yeah,
bat, that was great.
that was the only thing that got on my nerves.
So,
Seeing the Demon come out, and if I'm not mistaken, the Demon is still undefeated at WrestleMania. Is that correct?
yeah, because he doesn't really wrestle that much, but yeah, I think he's still really, I think he's
Yeah,
undefeated.
we need another undefeated streak at WrestleMania. So the Demon is undefeated.
Yeah, but the undefeated streak fell in backwards because someone said, "Oh, hey, do you realize you had never been undefeated?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." Speaking of the Undertaker, who was the grand marshal at the um NASCAR race this past weekend. He actually was able to drive. He drove the pace car, so that was
Oh,
cool.
very nice.
So he was able to drive the pace car. But all right, so let's well, okay. We're gonna go and talk about WrestleMania first, but let's talk about NXT because
Okay, cool.
NXT is actually gonna start before. So actually, I take that back. The WWE Hall of Fame class 2022 is out, and they're actually gonna kick off after SmackDown. They're gonna do their Hall of Fame speeches on Friday.
Okay.
Normally that's a Saturday, it's a separate night, but they're gonna I think go it right after SmackDown. So the inductees are gonna be Vader, Queen Charmel, the Steiner brothers, the Undertaker, and Shad Gaspard is gonna get the Warrior Legacy Award, which is very touching because if you guys followed the story about Shad Gaspard, being this is Sports Daddy TV, I want to go out and say I commend this man. Commend this man for the reason of this. He's swimming with his kids in the ocean. The tide is real strong, and it sucks them both. Lifeguards come and he saves his son's life, but also loses his life to be in the process.
Oh wow.
So, be it word fathers, it's to him to get the legacy award. That's what the legacy award is all about. With the Warrior Award, it goes to perseverance. It's like the Walter Payton Award, kind of, sort of. It's perseverance. It's helpfulness. It's keep fighting. Or what is it? The other one. What's the ESPY one? What's the ESPY award? The Valbano Award. Coach V. Jimmy Valvano
Oh
Award.
yeah, yeah.
So it's kind of like that. It's there some similarity to the Jimmy Valvano Award. So that is great. I it's a sad story, but at the same time, hey, you helped your son save his life, and that's like awesome. Um, Vader is going in. I think personally, way too late. He should have been in a long time ago. Um, he WCW champ and all that stuff he did in the '90s with the WWF at the time. Queen
Yeah, dude.
Sharmel's. Go ahead.
I was a huge Vader fan back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
Queen Charmel is an interesting one because her backstory is she started as a Nitro girl back in the day, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And then she met Booker T and married Booker T.
Thank you.
And then when Booker became King Booker, he brought his wife in to be Queen Charmel, and they're actually gonna put Queen Charmel in to the WWE Hall of Fame, which is cool. I mean, it's like a manager. It's a manager award because she didn't really wrestle. I don't think she even had one match.
I think I remember her wrestling. I forget who it was. It might have been Stephanie.
Right. It could have been.
But see, that was back then when the women weren't celebrated as much as they are now. So
Yeah. And then we got the Steiner brothers, Rick and Scott, which is cool. I mean, they were the old school Michigan, straight up old school wrestling when they first started. Rick Steiner actually has a son in NXT, and Big Papa Pump was great. as far as everything he did. I mean, I have a buddy of mine. He was Big Papa Pump when we were younger, right? I was Buff Bagwell, right? That's what we used to call each other. It was like a little clique, right? When you're in school, you have all these different funny cliques, wrestling cliques,
Yeah.
and yeah, he was Big Papa Pump. I was Buff. That was that's what that was a tag team back in WCW. So I'm happy to see Scott Steiner in there. Did you watch the Steiners back in the day?
Yes, I did. I remember when they were small, or then I think they were much bigger in WCW. I I remember them. Man, I don't remember. I remember seeing them when they got bigger, and I'm like, "Dad, on." It got to a point where he was almost unrecognizable for me. He was so big.
Well, yeah, we're talking about Scott because Scott had biceps on top of biceps on top of biceps. Okay, you know the little tower that you get from like Applebee's, the little onion ring tower. That was like Big Papa Pump's heart. They were just stacked, and it was like all the way up. And then when he would do the whole kisses bicep thing,
Yeah.
Rick Steiner pretty much stayed the same, but Scott Steiner, whoo boy. But it's nice to see them in, and then of course the guy that's gonna caps it all off is a. I am not shocked that he's in now. He retired last year. Is the Undertaker? The Undertaker finally gets in because he's been wrestling for so long. I'm surprised that they waited till he ended his retirement because I thought maybe they would do like what they did with Ric Flair and have him in there 1 year. Goes there 1 year, but hey, I'm glad he's in there. Much deserving. Only man besides, well, I could say besides Sting, but even though Sting ended up in the WWE and TNA, and now it's in AEW, the only man that stayed in company the whole entire year, the whole entire time he was with one company, one organization, and kind of helped keep them winning the war, so to speak.
Okay, well then, let me go ahead and put it out there. Don't let this be much of a shocker, but I was never that much into Sting.
No,
I couldn't do it. I felt like if I watched Sting, I was cheating on the Undertaker.
Well, that's one of the matches that just never happened. It's like the great wondering what if, right? They both by the time they were both in the same company, they're both past their prime, both injury prone. Both, I mean, even though one is still going right now, but he had a couple years off. I mean, the greatest thing ever about this is a couple years ago, Undertaker fought John Cena in that little squash match. And I remember watching it with my kids, and especially my daughter Brooklyn. And her eyes were glued to that TV and said, "Where's Undertaker going? Undertaker strong." Like I think she was 3 years old. I think it was. Yeah, I think she was 3, and to this day, that's her favorite wrestler. She's 3. She's 6 now, right? And it's like, I want when she gets a little bit older, I'm like, hey, you want to see some real Undertaker matches and see how really well he was back in the day. But yeah, that's her favorite wrestler, and also Bailey, and then my other daughter is a big Braun Strowman fan and Sasha Banks fan. So
Okay, so let's rewind here for a quick second. I was talking on Twitter to a Titans fan, but she's a wrestling fan first. So I was asking her what the heck happened. Come to find out, one of my favorite female wrestlers got cut, and Bailey was one of them. So Bailey got hurt. Is she? So Bailey got hurt. Is Bailey back in the WWE, or is she still out?
she's not there yet. She's out hurt, but she's not cut.
Okay, and what about my girl, the one who spits acid or acid?
What are you talking about? Oscar?
Yeah,
She hadn't been seen in forever. She's still with the company. She just hasn't been seen in a while.
because I remember she used to post on Instagram like all the time. Now I don't see her do anything, so I'm like, where is my girl at?
Yeah, she's still there. They just haven't wrote her back in yet.
Man,
But
could they write her into NXT? Because
yeah,
I would love to see her and Mandy Rose get something going on.
segue time. Speaking of NXT, let's lead into that now. Saturday, noon Eastern, 9 Pacific, stand and deliver. A lot of wrestling on a Saturday to watch. So what's going on with NXT? You follow NXT more than I do, so you can talk a little bit more about NXT.
Yeah, okay. So officially that is my did he catch the assignment? uh I'm the NXT guy because we just talked about it. Spending 12 hours a week watching all brands, that's a lot. All right, so the matches for Stand and Deliver. Toxic Attraction versus Gonzalez and Kia. I'm still trying to figure out who some of these people are because I know when it comes to the Fatal 4-Way Women's Championship match, they won the tag team match for the big trophy for what's his name?
The Dusty Rhodes Invitational.
The Dusty Rhodes Invitational. So instead of invoking a championship match for the tag team titles, they were both singles competitors, and I'm kind of hoping that Oe Sherry wins, just takes a title. Her move is a 619, but hers is
Iro Shirai.
yeah.
Yeah, Iro
Her
Shirai.
move is cleaner than Rey Mysterio's. And obviously Kaylee Rai, she basically sounds like the man.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's a 4-way. Mandy Rose, dude, I'm sorry. I've always been a Mandy Rose fan. I wouldn't be surprised if they let her keep her belt. My boy, I told you a couple years ago, ever since I seen him wrestle, Tommaso Ciampa supposedly his last match in NXT, not his last match in WWE. That I'd be nervous about. I don't want to see Ciampa go on any other program, even though I fear that's what may happen. SmackDown or Raw is most likely going to get Ciampa. Okay. And he's fighting Tony D'Angelo. He said he wants to be like the guy. He wants to be the big dog of NXT, which I have a feeling may go to LA Knight.
Hey, now don't sleep on LA Knight. LA Knight is good. I saw him in TNA Impact, and he went by a different name. I believe it was like I forget what it was, but he was good. I actually liked him. I like NXT. I get worried when they go to the big show because they changed their names.
And that bothers me too. But like for my thing right now, I know this may sound crazy. I love Imperium. The tag team, they're the tag champs, and then Gunter. Gunter is fighting LA Knight, and that, if I'm not mistaken, here is going to be the last match. I don't know actually if these are in order.
No,
but you said they're probably not.
No, they probably are. They probably. I wouldn't doubt if that's the. Well, the breaker match is probably gonna be the one for the title. That's probably a pay-per-view ending of the night.
Well, Braun Breaker and Dolph Ziggler is the match before that one.
Yeah. So, but I'm assuming that the NXT Championship match will probably be your last match of the night. But Gunther, I'm sorry, bro, but his name is Walter. Okay, he ain't Gunter. He Walter. He's Walter to me. He was
So
Walter.
who was Walter?
Walter was the same wrestler in NXT UK, and he wrestled NXT UK for a long time. Finally, came to the States. He came to the States. Everybody knows him as Walter. Oh, cool! Walter shows up. Dude, name him Gunter. They did the same thing with Pete Dunne. Okay, Pete Dunne's a great name, great wrestler. They named the dude
Yes.
Butch.
Yeah, I don't get that because I remember seeing Pete Dunne wrestle, and I'm like, oh, who was that?
They cut his hair, put an old school newspaper, Newsies outfit on him, and called the man Butch. Butch. So I don't know.
Yeah. So Imperium, they're fighting.
All right, so give me some winners here. What are you thinking?
Okay, the Creed brothers. They remind me of a very sloppy Kurt Angle and Kurt Angle's son tag team. They remind me of a sloppy version of that. But Imperium remind me of two William Regals, except one's tall and buff and the other one's slinky and like semi-athletic, but he's really skilled. I enjoy watching Imperium even though they're the heels, the way you guys were explaining it to me. So I got Imperium. Look, man, if Braun Breaker, oh, excuse me, if Braun Breaker's father is going into the Hall of Fame, Dolph Ziggler is not keeping that belt.
All right. So
and then I got Gunter winning. I got Mandy Rose keeping her belt. Tommaso Ciampa is going to dominate. I like Toxic Attraction almost as I do the Iconics. That Fatal 5-Way, man. I don't know. Like, I really like Hayes, but I feel a really, really great story coming if Grimes wins because of what they're building up about him and the promise that he made to his father.
Right. All right. So if I'm gonna make some predictions myself. Ready?
Okay, go for it.
I like Toxic Attraction. I'll take Toxic Attraction to beat Rachel Gonzalez and Dakota Kai.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Garrison Waller beats Cameron Grimes.
You like Waller?
Well, I think it's a sleeper. I like Grimes, but I think Grimes is not. I don't think they trust Grimes to be a champion. I mean, they gave him that $1 million belt a while back, and then they messed them all up. I like Ciampa. I think Tommaso Ciampa wins and then goes to Raw.
Oh. Killing me.
I'm gonna take Io Shirai to beat Mandy Rose. As much as I like Mandy Rose, I'm gonna take Io Shirai. I respect Mandy Rose to go down to NXT, work her craft better than what she was doing up in the main roster. But I'm gonna take Io Shirai. In the next match, I'll take the Imperium as well. I'm gonna take Dolph Ziggler just because WWE doesn't like heartwarming stories. And then I'm gonna take I'll take LA Knight.
You're gonna take LA Knight. All right. I'm going with all of Imperium as a whole unit to take the night. I got Gunter. Oh, okay. If you guys did not see this last episode of NXT, I know Peacock's not paying for this episode, but please go purchase Peacock. Go on Peacock right now. Go to the very last episode and go to the Gunter match versus, I forget the dude's name. But I'm going to tell you right now. Now, I've seen Ric Flair. I've seen Big Show. I've seen The Rock. I've seen Rick the Model Martel. I mean, I've seen some of these Double J Jeff Jarrett, JAAET, Double J Jeff Jarrett do some wicked chops in my day. When I tell you Gunter smacked this dude, I swear, I want to get some hand measurements. His hands might be bigger than Big Show's, and he's like a foot shorter and about 150 pounds when Big Show was in his wrestling day. Less. He smacked him so hard, everybody watching lost breath. And then they turned him to the camera and zoomed into his chest. When I tell you it was this red, yeah. I'm not kidding you. You could see the blood start to, like, it welled up, and then you could start seeing blood leak out. You could not, it wasn't planned that way. I'm telling you right now. He got, please, matter of fact, when we get off, Daniel, I swear I'm going to record just that bit for you. And you're going to see how hard he got chopped. And look, the matches are so good. I've never in any event ever watched any event, any show where more than one match, you got people saying, this is awesome. This is awesome. I've never seen that before. I had 3 nights on NXT with that.
Yeah. That you never seen that before?
Not more than one match.
I'm trying to think. Have I seen that in more than one match?
I've never seen it with not more than one match.
Not in a regular show, probably not. But in a pay-per-view, yeah, I probably think I've seen it like maybe 3 times in a pay-per-view. But in an actual episodic episode that they call it, no. Yeah. But let's get into WrestleMania now. WrestleMania is Saturday night. It's a Saturday night, Sunday night. Saturday night, we'll go off. We'll start it off here. It's gonna be Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Now, if you guys watched Raw this past weekend or this past Monday, you saw Bianca Belair almost get her braid cut by Becky Lynch at the same.
No, she didn't.
Yeah, but Bianca turned it around and gave Becky a nice little haircut. Cut her hair. Interesting match. This goes all the way back to SummerSlam. So they building this match for a while. When Becky Lynch came back, beat Bianca Belair in like I think 3 seconds, 5 seconds, or something like that, or 18 seconds, something really quick. And so they finally got it to where she'll come back and beat her. So I think I'm gonna go with Bianca Belair. I think Bianca Belair wins the title against Becky Lynch. What you think?
Looking at just right here, right now, it's a regular singles match for the championship.
For the title, yeah.
I hate to say this, and I hate to be the spoiler. I think Becky rolls her up for the win and uses her break.
Really?
Yeah. That's like how else would you piss off the fan base with a roll up in the first match?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure if that's gonna be the first match itself. I mean, I just kind of wrote these in. I just wrote these around. I don't know if they'll lead off with that match. They do, however, have 2 of the women's championship matches on the same night. So the next match is gonna be the Miz and Logan Paul versus the Mysterios. Now, this is a celebrity match, Logan Paul. So it's cool. They're gonna have a couple celebrities in this WrestleMania. I like the Mysterios in this match, but however, I've been waiting to see Dominic turn on Ray like everybody else. I've been watching the dudes from What Culture. They're like, "Where's Dominic gonna turn on Ray?" I don't know if he will, because I saw an article that said, "Why does Dominic not wear a mask?" And I guess it's because you got to earn it from your. I guess that's like the Lucha Libre way. Is you got to earn your mask before you can get one. So maybe that's his way of earning it. But I would like to see them feud. I would really do. I would like to see them feud and him win and Mysterio retire. But I think they win the Logan Paul. I don't think Logan Paul goes over. I don't think Logan Paul goes over. I don't think the Miz. I mean, it's gonna interesting to say because after last year and seeing Bad Bunny perform and perform really, really well, Logan Paul has some big shoes to fill. I mean, to see. But who do you like in this match? You like the Miz?
Okay, let's segue real quick just to the Dominic Mysterio. Okay, I'm gonna agree with you 100%. I saw him wrestle for the first time on NXT 2 weeks ago. I'm not impressed in the least bit. You can't take over from your father when you don't wrestle better than Road Dogg.
But they're different styles. Look, he's taller.
But that's the point. He wrestles like Road Dogg, but he's trying to. He looks like Road Dogg and wrestles like Road Dogg, but he's trying to wrestle like his daddy.
No.
See why I'm confused?
Yeah. All right.
Like for me, it doesn't even make sense for them to do that because he's not good enough. And now we know why he ain't got a match because he ain't earned it. From a guy who's getting back in the WWE, he ain't earned it.
So are you picking the Miz and Logan
You
Paul?
daggone right, I'm taking the Miz. I am the Miz, and we're awesome.
All right. So
I love the Miz.
The next match I got on here is Drew McIntyre against the best gimmick I had ever had, and it's my man, Happy Corbin. Happy Corbin. Yes, right. Happy Corbin. I love this guy back when he was Baron Corbin. Happy Baron Corbin. The best thing ever. I love this new one. I loved when he was flat broke and then went to Vegas and became filthy rich. I like the way they go. I want Happy Corbin to win. I think they'll give it to Drew McIntyre just because it's Drew McIntyre. But I wouldn't mind Happy Corbin wins. Matt Cap Moss with the distraction, ugly heel victory for them, and maybe they'll go on to the next pay-per-view. But and then Drew can get his win there. But I like Happy Corbin. I mean, I know you don't like Happy Corbin. I know you don't like Baron Corbin.
I'm glad you said it. I didn't have to because
we've talked about this many times years ago and everywhere else that how bad you can't stand Baron Corbin and how much of a Baron Corbin fan I am.
He's one of the reasons why I left.
Well, you got to watch him now, man.
Okay, so let me put it this way. I like Waller, who's athletic and interesting, more than Happy Baron whatever Corbin.
Happy Corbin, baby.
And I'm still trying to get on board with Waller. Like, I'm still bad that he's the one who knocked out LA Knight for a while. Like, so, but yeah, you daggone right. I've always loved Drew McIntyre. If they don't want him, bring him to NXT. I'll take him.
It's not that they don't want him. It's just I think they're like first. Speaking of fans like myself, I'm just tired of him because he had that big run with the championship and back and forth, and it was like they're just shoving him down his throat, and it's like, all right, enough is enough with Drew McIntyre. I like to see new people. So, I mean, okay. Let's go to the next match: the Usos against Rick Boogs and Nakamura. I want Nakamura and Rick Boogs to win, but because what I think is going to happen in Sunday, I'm going to say the Usos win. I'm going to say the Usos win because of what happens on Sunday. I think the Usos win, and they don't do Shinsuke right, but he likes it there because I'm very surprised he hasn't gone back to New Japan. What are you thinking? What do you like on this match?
I'm trying to figure out who Rick Boogs is.
So Rick Boogs is the guitarist for Shinsuke Nakamura and plays the guitar back in the day, back when he comes in there.
I'm sorry, his intro is dope.
Yeah, it's dope. It's way better.
I don't like the fighting style, but I love his entrance. It's dope.
I love the fighting style. That's like that fighting style is awesome. His entrance is better without people singing in it, because I remember when he was a heel, they had actual a group singing it, and it was like the crowd couldn't go with it. That's like one of the best songs that the crowd can go with. So,
and maybe because I still like the Zangiefs of the world.
yeah.
All
right. So I got 3 more things happening for Saturday. We'll start off with your girl Charlotte Flair defending her SmackDown championship against Ronda Rousey. Now, when Ronda came back, I was hoping for Becky, but it looks like Ronda gets Charlotte now this year, gets Becky next year. So I don't think Ronda came back to lose. I'm gonna take Ronda. I know you like Charlotte. I know. I like Charlotte too, but I just think Ronda Rousey wins this. It all depends on what's going on Friday, but I think Ronda Rousey walks away SmackDown champion. SmackDown champion, not SmackDown Women's champion.
I'll roll with my girl all day long.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't want to make anybody upset, but I'm gonna be brutally honest. And I told my wife, I said, look, Charlotte Flair is my favorite female wrestler right now. But to me, when I look at her, she is so terribly unattractive, it almost kills me. I can't stand to look at her, but when that girl starts flipping in the air, and when she pulls down her knee and she puts it in somebody's face, or when she gets the figure 4-8 leg lock and then does the bridge with it, I'm like, you go, girl. That's still my girl. I don't care if you need all that makeup. I'm still riding with you. I know you're trying not to laugh too hard. Because we've had this conversation before. I'm trying.
Oh, boy. Well, it's been nice to see 2 wallets. I'll talk about WrestleMania for the rest of the night because you're about to get knocked out. But
I love you, Charlotte. I love you. I love you in the ring.
In the ring, right?
In the ring. I love you in the ring.
All right. So the next thing we'll talk about is Steve Austin's making his appearance. And he's going to go. Okay, there was mixed reports that he's going to actually do a wrestling fight, but he's not. I think he's just going to do a KO show, Kevin Owens show, because Kevin Owens been talking all this mess about Texas. Shout out to our friend in Texas out there. But it's good. I like this. I can't wait to see Steve come into the ring and do his thing. I'm curious on what bigger pop is going to happen in the audience. Is going to be Steve Austin or the guy that I'll get to next, as far as who I think is going to take on Seth Rollins. So what do you think? How do you think this segment is going to go? Obviously, this segment's going to be somewhere in the middle. I don't think they'll lead off this with this one in the middle. I think Seth Rollins is going to be the one off the bat.
Well, what I'm thinking is for the Seth Rollins match, it has to be somebody that nobody expects, but the rumors can't be true.
Oh, the rumors are true, bud. I hate to say it, but the rumors are going to be true.
So who is he fighting then?
He's fighting Cody Rhodes.
Oh, no, I don't want to see that. And I'm going to tell you why. Tell me this wouldn't be a better storyline. Isn't revenge always a better storyline in WWE?
So who's getting revenge on Seth Rollins?
It's not about Seth Rollins.
Now, who is it about?
Revenge for Cody Rhodes.
Against?
Who better than to fight than Randy Orton?
Randy Orton got a match already. He got a match on.
I know. It's not unprecedented for have 2 matches on WrestleMania. It's not unprecedented. It would be much better for him to fight Randy Orton in a revenge fight. And he has to win it, and win it convincingly to say, I'm back. And Randy Orton just like blatantly out of nowhere is like blindside, like, wait, why am I fighting my old protege? Like this.
That's way out in left field, bro.
That's the point.
But if it's not Cody Rhodes, then it's Shane McMahon.
The best in the world.
Well, because if you watched Raw, all right, I'll fill you in at Raw, right? I'll fill you in. Seth Rollins goes to Mr. McMahon's office because he was summoned because Seth Rollins said he lost a match against Kevin Owens, so he couldn't host Steve Austin. He lost the match against AJ Styles, so he couldn't fight Edge. So he said, I am not going to start. No one's starting Raw until I get a WrestleMania moment. So he gets sent to Mr. McMahon's office, and Mr. McMahon says, I'll give you a moment. But I'm going to give you a moment. Well, who am I fighting? I'll let you know at WrestleMania in the ring. It's going to be Cody Rhodes because there's reports that he signed with WWE.
Yeah.
And why not? They did it with the Hardy Boys. It's one of the worst kept secrets because the internet is...
Okay, but then Cody Rhodes can't lose that match. You can't come back into the WWE, have the crowd roar for you, and then you lose.
That's fine. He's not going to lose. The biggest thing is I was saying it's going to be Veer. I know they said Veer is coming the next day, the night on Raw, but I think Veer, who's a wrestler that they've been advertising for like the last month, Veer is coming. Who's
this Veer?
It's a new wrestler. It was one of Jinder Mahal's proteges, and they let him by himself. If you watch Saturday night, or if you watch Main Event on the network on Peacock, he's on a couple matches in there, but he hasn't officially debuted in the main TV shows. He's supposed to come in. He's supposed to come on Monday. It could be him, but I'm 95% sure it's going to be Cody Rhodes. 95% sure. So you say Randy Orton. Are you sticking with that one?
No, I just like to bring up Randy Orton because that's my man. 100 grand.
So who do you think Vince McMahon says you're going to fight with Seth Rollins? Give me somebody.
I mean, it makes sense for Cody Rhodes because Seth freaking Rollins is a big name. So that does make sense.
All right. So let's go to Sunday night.
Knoxville.
Yep, Sunday night. We'll start off there.
Okay, yeah, because I'm like, wait, Johnny Knoxville. What's he going to do, tattoo Sami Zayn?
So Johnny Knoxville and Sami Zayn have been having a feud for like a good month, to the point where Johnny Knoxville put Sami Zayn's phone number, flew it across everywhere, was on live TV, and you could call Sami Zayn. In fact, our friend the Wild Man actually FaceTimed Sami Zayn and was actually talking to him for a while. And I sent him a couple of text messages, never got back to me, but it was pretty cool to see someone actually, like, obviously you figure it was a burner phone. It was, hey, do this thing, because I doubt it's his real number.
Right.
But he's gonna fight Johnny Knoxville. They've been feuding for a while, for like the last, I want to say 2 months. And I think when he came out to promote his movie Jackass Forever, and then Sami Zayn started doing his own little, stunts, and so they're gonna fight. And I believe it's a no holds bar, anything goes, which is great because you know what's gonna happen. There's gonna be other members of his Johnny Knoxville's crew gonna show up somewhere.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a fun and exciting match. I can't wait. It's just pretty cool. What do you think about this match?
I think it's interesting just because it's Johnny Knoxville. I can't imagine his skinny behind in the ring.
Well, he's older now. I mean,
exactly. That's even worse. Okay, so what is he? 138 pounds soaking wet? Like, that's funny to see in the ring.
Yeah. So it's gonna be fun. The next match, we'll talk about AJ versus Edge. Now, Edge is a heel. Is a great heel. It's like a weird heel. like a dark vampire-ish heel with the blue light, and he changed his entrance and his entrance music and his look.
He's
And
not the rated R superstar anymore.
no, he's something different, and he's gonna fight AJ Styles. Uh,
I
it
kind of like that guy.
I like AJ. I think AJ Styles is the next Mr. WrestleMania when it comes to. I think he can fill those shoes. I think he can. He
You
has
think he
great.
can take Shawn Michaels' shoes like that?
I think he can come very close because I think he has good matches. He has great matches if you book him right. He can make a lot of people great. I think I like him. But this is going back to when I watched him in TNA.
I know he's not there anymore, but Harrison, that dude was still awesome to me. I still don't know why he's not in the WWE.
Yeah.
Like, bring back my man.
So who you got in this match then, AJ or Edge?
Well, I don't know who this dude is as vampire, so I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. I like the guy.
So yeah, I'm going AJ. The next the four-way women's tag team title match. Carmella and Zelina, Naomi and Sasha Banks, Rhea Ripley with Liv Morgan, and Natalia with Shayna Baszler. Now they had a little little four-way match. They're having hard. They're okay. This match is. I'm not really looking forward to this match. I think this match is one of those matches where all right, I got to go downstairs and get something to eat, or I got to go, it's gonna be one of them. I don't know about this match. To me, it's not that. I'm not looking forward to it. It's gonna be one of them filler matches. If I had to choose a team, which I'll choose a team right now. I'll say, Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan win. What about you?
You know what? I think I'm gonna go with the upset that everybody's kind of looking past. I'm gonna go with Sasha Banks and Naomi.
All right, that's a good one.
And Carmella gets pinned.
Yeah. Speaking of which, Carmella got a new show with her, I guess, fiance now, Corey Graves.
No,
I heard it's an interesting show on YouTube, so go check it out if you guys want to watch a interesting show. Let's just say the least.
Okay, let me throw it back out there. I'm still mad that Carmella and what's old dude's name who be rapping with everybody and dancing, and R-Truth are not together, like for real. Like that was the greatest 7-second dance break. I still do it from time to time.
Yeah.
And Carmella, for some oddly godly reason, is my son's favorite wrestler. My son, when he was about 3 or 4, Mella is money. Yeah. Melly is money. And that's what X used to do.
Yeah. That's
so yeah.
So, all right. The next match, I'm actually looking forward to this match. It's going to be Pat McAfee. Yes, Pat McAfee, the punter of the Colts. Yes, Pat McAfee, ex-NFL player. Yes, Pat McAfee, podcast extraordinaire, against Austin Theory, who seems to be the Vince McMahon's golden boy. For some reason, I'm actually looking forward to this match because I actually like the storyline. I like the fact that Austin Theory picks on Pat McAfee. Pat McAfee has to to apologize to him. At the same time, Pat McAfee tries to chase him, and Austin Theory goes and runs behind Vince McMahon's office. It's like, I can't wait for Pat McAfee to get us hold on him. Now, Pat McAfee used to wrestle on NXT, and he was really, really good. Have you watched any of his old NXT matches back when he was in NXT?
Mm-hmm.
What you thinking?
Pat McAfee just had Brock Lesnar and Vince McMahon on his show.
Yep.
So I don't know. Maybe they're like, hey, we just had a meeting. Hey, why don't you come on the show for a minute? You know what I'm saying? It would be
Well,
funny if something else got in the middle of this match.
well, according to reports by like the guys at What Culture WWE and Sean Ross Sapp and all those other WWE reporters or bloggers, um, it was supposed. They were thinking it was going to be Vince McMahon versus Pat McAfee, but then I was like, so because
No.
something only because something crazy was going to happen on Pat McAfee's show, and nothing really happened on Pat McAfee's show. But the next night at SmackDown, Austin Theory kind of threw his name in there, and next thing you know, they started fighting.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like when Brock Lesnar was there, he sat there for 5 minutes, said his piece. He started breaking tables and throwing chairs into the rafters on the Pat McAfee show. But now it's kind of funny. And now when Vince McMahon is there, he's like, yeah, you see that right there? Brock Lesnar threw that up there and they kept it up there. So that's why I'm thinking, like, could Brock Lesnar like get involved some way, somehow?
No. Brock Lesnar. We'll get into it now. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the
I'm not
WWE
happy.
Universal title. Let me tell you something. You need to go on YouTube
hmm
when we're done here and go and check out Brock Lesnar's recent the way he is now. He's the
No, no, no.
best.
I get that. I get that. That's not where I'm not happy. Unifying the belts.
Well,
That's where I'm not happy.
there are reports that they're gonna make a new belt, possibly for Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
So that's why they're doing that. They're gonna unify the titles, and they're gonna make a new one, possibly a world championship, and then maybe they have a tournament, or maybe award it via like Triple H did back in the day when he got it from Eric Bischoff.
Okay, so we got North American Championship, we got the European Championship, the Intercontinental Championship, the Lightweight Championship, the what is this going to be now? The WWE Universal Championship.
Well, that's what that is.
What
now.
is this championship going to be?
Probably the World Heavyweight Championship. I don't know.
But that's what they're unifying, though.
No, they're unifying. It's called the Universal Championship and the WWE Championship.
Okay, so the Brock Lesnar is the WWE champion, and Roman Reigns is the Universal champion.
Yes.
So they're going to unify that and bring back WCW's heavyweight champion?
They could. They could bring back the name the World Championship. I don't know if it's going to be that same belt.
I think if you do that, you bring the NXT champ just straight over. Bring him straight overseas. He's undefeated. Ain't nobody, I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody beating that NXT UK champ right now. Nope.
So who wins the Roman Reigns Brock Lesnar match?
Well, Vince McMahon loves pissing people off, so Roman Reigns is going to win.
Yeah. I think Roman wins because I think what Undertaker did to Brock does to Roman Reigns. He don't need it. And he set up Roman Reigns versus The Rock in LA at SoFi Stadium for next year's WrestleMania.
That would be interesting.
So Roman Reigns will hold on to the main title for a whole another year. Because I don't see him losing it.
But he probably wouldn't lose it to The Rock in the next year either.
No, but The Rock gives him
that family. So, okay, let me ask you a question. Just sidebar real quick. There's another Uso in NXT.
Yep.
Is he related?
Yep.
Yeah, come on. How many they got? 12?
They got tons.
I just want to know how many they got.
Hey, they're the George Foreman of wrestling. Or the who else is the other famous boxer that had a lot of family? Buster Douglas. Was it Buster Douglas?
I can't confirm. I don't remember.
Yeah. So, I'll say they're the Antonio Cromartie of the WWE. They got a lot of members.
Wow.
They got a lot of family. They got a lot of family members.
Yeah.
Okay. They got a lot of family members. But
All right.
that's WrestleMania for you guys. WrestleMania.
Wait, there's one more.
All right.
Bobby Lashley versus a guy I don't know.
Oh, that's right. I forgot some other ones. Bobby Lashley versus Omas.
Who's Omas?
So Omas.
He looked like the dude from the movie Give Me Free.
So Omas used to be AJ Styles' bodyguard. At the same time, he was Shane McMahon's bodyguard back in the day. Bobby Lashley just came back from a real injury.
Oh wait, so he was Giant Ninja.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm familiar.
Yeah, he was Giant Ninja, and then he was a dude back. You know when they had like that UFC style in the back, they had this UFC style fight club. He was the doorman, and now he's good. It's just he's undefeated, right? No one's beating him. He has I don't have a, but I don't think you bring Bobby Lashley to beat him.
But Bobby Lashley's that guy though.
But Bobby Lashley also shouldn't lose. So
who you got?
I'm gonna take Bobby Lashley just because I know Vince McMahon likes big people and he loves big men. I mean, I'm wearing Braun Strowman's shirt, okay?
I'm with it. Like I said, I play Street Fighter. I'm a Zangief guy. Like I dig it.
And another match we forgot to talk about real quick. I wanted to end it on the Brock Lesnar match, but I forgot about the last two. I wrote them.
RKO and Bro, man. We can't forget about Randy Orton. Like my man.
I saved your man for last.
Okay.
RK Bro versus the Street Profits versus Alpha Academy. RK Bro is the champions. RK Bro turns on each other. Riddle finally. Randy Orton finally turns on Riddle. I've been waiting for this. I figured they were going to turn on each other and have a match 1-on-1 on WrestleMania, but now I'm saying they turn on each other at WrestleMania, and the Street Profits win the championship.
It would be so fitting for my man to do that, but I'm gonna say it right now. He's got the three greatest letters in the English language: RKO.
Bro. The Street Profits, we want the smoke. I'm taking the Street Profits on this one, man. I'm about to come back and like circle these so I can be like, hey, I won, you won. Let's make it interesting. Let's make it interesting, all right?
Okay.
Hold on, what we got here? Real quick.
Yeah, I was looking at that.
What we got says, "What's good, boys? Just chilling through hitting the like I'm doing. Prep for later." Holler Joey Tuas from the Fins at Tailgate. What's going on, man? What's up? Thanks for watching.
What's going on, Mike? What's going on?
So, we'll go like this. Let's bet some cases. All right.
Okay.
Let's bet some cases.
I didn't look. Hold on. Just before we bet cases, I didn't zero out our cases, so I owe Big Boy basically $8, so that way he can get his 8 case, and then I owe you $21. I think that's enough for 2.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh, I'm sorry, 3 12 packs.
Right.
Of your Coke Zero.
Bluetooth disconnected.
All right.
Bluetooth connected.
Thank you for my Bluetooth to connecting and disconnecting. Appreciate that. So let's do this overall. All right.
Yeah.
Overall, we'll do 5 cases. The first one to win overall matches. Now, get it. We agreed on some of these matches as well, but there's some that we didn't. So
are we counting the NXT matches? Because that'd be 21 matches total.
Sure.
Cool. So matches. the best out of 21. Because if we do just the WrestleMania one is 14, then we can end up at a tie.
No, we could still end up at a tie with 21, right? No, we can't. I don't know how to do math.
No, it's 14. So 7 and 7, 14.
Yeah.
But if we pick, we'll just make sure it's an odd number at the end. So
21 matches. 21 matches. And we'll do that. We'll see what we get. We'll let you guys know next week who wins
Definitely.
the 5Ks challenge.
And then we gotta let Big Boy know. We gotta let Big Boy. He's gotta pick his matches. He ain't gotta get in, but we at least gotta get his record.
Sure. I don't know. I'll say, hey, here's the matches. Pick somebody. So maybe we'll even get Romero.
Yeah, I mean, while we're at it, we might as well get Wild Man too.
Yeah, we'll get the Dolphin show. We'll get the guys over there.
Yeah.
We'll get them to make a prediction.
Just the picks.
Speaking of which, cheap plug for my man's at the Dolphin show right now. They're gonna have their new wrestling show starting tomorrow. It's called Turnbuckle Entertainment. So go to the Dolphin show on YouTube with Wild Man and SoCal. And they're gonna actually, I believe, have a special guest, James Ellsworth. So let them go over there, check them out. Tomorrow, look for that. But anyways, I was hoping to Joe Tuwalis, but I think he might have had to step out for a minute. So I will let you guys enjoy WrestleMania. Thanks for watching, subscribing, appreciate it. We'll be back next week with the Coastal Bros again, talking some latest stuff that's going on in the NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, on all sports above. But once again, thanks for watching, subscribing. Hit that subscribe button, follow, share it, share to everybody. Share this page. We're all family here. So we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day.